Now, as we move into our first segment, we are going to be diving into the Barakah formula, a conversation about blessings in our lives and how to tap into them. And with that, I'm thrilled to introduce our very first guest, the amazing Apa Hifzah. Apa Hifzah is an Aalimah student finishing her final year at Madrasa Hussein al-Islam, alhamdulillah. And she's also a young mother to a beautiful baby boy, mashallah. On top of all of that, she's studying education and managing everything so gracefully. She is truly an inspiration, and I cannot wait to hear what she has to share with us today. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, Apa Hifdha. It is so great to have you on the show. We're looking forward to hearing your insights today.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, Umamah. I am excited as well to share what I know.
I'm so happy to have you here today. So I think we're just gonna go right into our first question. Starting off, what is the Barakah formula? The Barakah formula basically is us just trying to find all the cheat codes, really, tips and tricks to make this Ramadan one that is filled with barakah and everything that we will need to make our lives easier while gaining maximum reward. My first question to you is, Ramadan is such a special time, but it can also feel overwhelming with all the responsibilities you juggle. How do you personally approach Ramadan each year?
Subhanallah, Bismillah Rahmanir Rahim. How I do this every single year is I mentally prepare myself by observing the end of each Ramadan and what worked out for me and what I should have done. And I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for assistance always. And what I do is I try my best to set realistic goals on what I want to achieve spiritually and create a schedule which I stick to, which includes waking up times, baby nap times, Quran recitation, iftar prep, tarawih prep, in between feeds, playtime, madrasa prep, etc. And then I try my best to stick to that schedule, stay organized, and have a time block worship where the specific time for ibadah is strictly for ibadah only, no other activities to be taken place in that time.
Definitely. I think having a routine and knowing exactly what you're going to do is so important because we can get so wrapped up in things of the world and everything that we're doing during the day that we don't have time for ibadah. So, jazakallah so much for that. My next question is, as a young mother, a student, and an alima, you have so many roles. What's one mindset that shifts you and has helped you stay grounded in Ramadan?
Well, Umama, I try my best to remind myself to take it one day at a time, one moment at a time, and one prayer at a time. Because if we are going to only look at the whole Ramadan and we don't realize that there are certain things that need to be taken care of slowly, then we tend to get very overwhelmed, we get anxious, we panic even, and sometimes we even forget what we need to do. So when we take it one day at a time, we focus on the little things as well.
Definitely. Taking everything one step at a time and allowing yourself to take it step by step. Next up, we have many teenagers and students struggle to balance school or university with extra ibadah. What is a management strategy that you have been using or just recently started using that has really helped you with staying in touch with your ibadah while managing school and university?
Subhanallah. Sometimes I ask myself the same question, Umama. But the truth of the matter is it's all Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That when we ask Allah to help us and then we plan ahead, then everything goes smoothly. So what we need to do is we need to plan the day out and we need to set a realistic schedule. And then for those girls who are helping out at home, they should delegate the tasks between other females, or even if the males, subhanallah, help out, they should delegate these tasks. And then we also should ensure that while we are studying and preparing for our universities, our madrasas, our schools, we need to set a time limit to finish all of those things and not to take too long to complete what we need to complete. And we need to remember that we need to do a little bit from the beginning every day. It goes a really long way for us and it makes it all easy to accomplish. Subhanallah.
Definitely. I hope all the teens out there, all the young girls and boys are listening and are taking notes, because we all need to be helping out during Ramadan while still staying intact with our ibadah and our spirituality. Next is, some people feel like they don't have enough hours for ibadah and they feel like they're failing, to be honest. What's your advice to someone who had come to you and tells you they only have a little time each day but still wants to make it meaningful?
Alhamdulillah, our deen is made super easy. During our work times, we can make dhikr, we can send durood, we can listen to Quran, we can read our masnoon du'as before every action. For instance, before we enter the bathroom, when we come out, to ask for wudu, etc. We can also listen to the stories of the Sahaba, and we can increase our knowledge of Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, or we can also increase our knowledge about the year after. And during our break times, then we can recite our Quran, do nafil salah, etc.
Definitely, definitely. So this one kind of plays into the previous question. And there's often pressure to be perfect in Ramadan, praying every prayer on time, finishing multiple Quran khatams, etc. How can we focus more on consistency rather than unrealistic expectations?
Well, Umama, we need to ensure that we are first disciplined before we consider being consistent. Because if we start strong with a little action while being consistent on it and being disciplined on it, it becomes easier to ensure that that action gets done, and even having the chance to beautify it by perhaps, for instance, if we are making a dua, for instance, but we make dua with wudu, we make dua with khushu, we make dua with sincerity, with intention, subhanallah, it beautifies that dua. It is mentioned something to the effect in the ahadith that Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam said, ahabba al-a'malu ila Allahi adwamuha wa in qal, that the most beloved actions to Allah are those that are consistent. So what we need to do is we need to test our schedules and focus on the progress rather than perfection, and we have to do those desired actions out of Ramadan as well in order to be perfect, or if I can say perfect in inverted commas, the next Ramadan.
Definitely, definitely. Next, my question is, what is one dua that you have been making this Ramadan, or have always made, that has helped you with keeping your spirituality and just making Ramadan easier for you? What's one dua that has helped you and would be able to help others?
Subhanallah, Umama, it's to stay on the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to stay in the remembrance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to understand that everything happens for it happens by the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The one dua I always make is that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala strengthens my iman, and to ensure that I'm forever patient no matter what falls in my way, that I try my best to accomplish whatever I need to accomplish, no matter how hard it becomes, and to try my best to make not only Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala proud, but to make my teachers, my parents, and to make myself proud, inshallah, and to be a good role model for my son, inshallah.
Inshallah, inshallah. You know, I think having a specific dua rather than a lot of scattered duas helps you stay focused on what your goal is for Ramadan. So if you haven't already, start making your duas and make a list of your most important duas, which is mainly the ones that Apa Hifzah has told us about, making dua to stay on the right path, making dua for Allah to make this easy for you to have your spirituality in order with everything else that you're having in your life and you're doing. So with that being said, we are going to have one ad break, and I'll see you when it's done.
Salam Media, your spiritual companion this Ramadan.
This Ramadan, join Africa Muslims Agency to provide meals of mercy in 23 nations across the world. Feed the fasting for 120 Rand per day, provide a grocery hamper for 1,800 Rand per month, and feed a community for 19,000 Rand per day. A single meal can turn hunger into hope, from Gaza to South Africa to Malawi and beyond. Help AMA to set a table where there was none. 23 nations, one table, every meal a mercy.
Kids these days are smart, and when you're competing for their attention against their smartphones, you need to make smart choices, like using Sunfoil triple refined pure sunflower oil in every meal you make. It's naturally cholesterol-free and approved by the Heart and Stroke Foundation as part of a balanced eating plan. So whether you're cooking, frying, or baking, you get the great tasting results that'll get their attention faster than the latest app. And if that doesn't work, change the Wi-Fi password. Sunfoil. Now we're cooking.
Imagine a world where every child feels loved, secure, and cared for. At Beit Halima Sadia Orphanage, we are not just providing a roof over their heads, we're giving orphan children a chance for a brighter future. For just 1,500 rands a month or 18,000 rands a year, you can sponsor an orphan and transform their life. Your contribution covers essentials like food, clothing, tuition, therapy, and more, ensuring they grow in a nurturing, supportive environment. Any donation is accepted as well as daily scheduled donations. EFT directly into our account. Beit Halima Sadia Orphanage, First National Bank, account number 6313-1080-078, branch code 250737, section 18A registered. Take this step today. Contact Sister Nazarene at 083-653-5669 or email info@bhscycc.co.za.
World-class financial services only at Sapphire Global, your financial partner. If you are looking for Islamic, Sharia, and ethical financial products, look no further. Sapphire Global offers a wide range of financial service offerings from short-term to life and investments. A full-service center with all financial requirements under one brand. Our highly skilled and experienced consultants are ready to help protect your financial future. Contact us on 041 001 0184 or visit our website on www.sapphireglobalfs.com. Sapphire Global is an authorized financial services provider.
This Ramadan, your zakah and sadaqah are more than charity. They are a duty, a lifeline to many, and your path to endless reward. Be the change with Muslim hands and transform lives across the globe. Together, we can feed the hungry in South Africa and beyond, provide clean water to communities in the most need, empower women with sustainable opportunities across 13 countries, and offer vital relief to families suffering from the conflict in Gaza, Yemen, and Kashmir. This Ramadan, make your generosity count. Be the change today. Visit muslimhands.org.za or call 021 633 6413 to donate today.
You are listening to Salam Media live from our headquarters in South Africa. This is Salam Media, keeping you company this Ramadan.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. It is currently 19 minutes past 2, and we are back continuing with our segment called the Barakah Formula. With me, I have Aalimah Hifzah Ali. She's been with us for the past 15 minutes, and we've been talking about Ramadan, getting strategies to help you during Ramadan, and really just cheat codes. Assalamu alaikum, Apa Hifzah.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Okay, this is going to be our last and final question. So I thought, why don't we end it with a bit of a bang, hey? My question to you, Apa Hifzah, is you are in a stage in life where your Ramadan looks very, very different compared to when you were a student or before motherhood. What's something you've learned about adapting to different seasons of life in Ramadan?
Umamah, subhanallah, if I can tell you, it is actually to prepare beforehand. This is a very important strategy for me because I am a person who, when something comes, then I need to know in advance in order to prepare for it so that I can do it in the correct manner and that everything fits in place perfectly. So for Ramadan, what I do is this Ramadan is so much different from my last year's Ramadan because alhamdulillah, my son is here, there's more responsibilities at hand. So every single day has to be an early day. It cannot start later on because although everyone is fasting, there's no breakfast, there's no lunch, but most definitely there are responsibilities that need to be taken care of. And the day starts early the responsibilities get done early too. So I wake up early. I wake up early. I prepare whatever I need to for the day, and I'm sure that strategy is carried out throughout the day. And by around 3 o'clock, then this is when I will start preparing meal prep for iftar, and everything is done 20 minutes before iftar, alhamdulillah, so that there is time for that extra ibadah, du'as, and also the encouragement of listening to Quran or reciting Quran or to learning new things in our household. Subhanallah.
Jazakallah, Jazakallah. I think that is incredible, really, because it affects everyone. And I think if I'm taking it from my point of view, that's what I would need to. If I'm taking it from someone else, same thing. They would also need exactly what you're telling them now. So now closing off, what is one thing that you would like to tell all the listeners of Salam Media right now before we end off?
I would say, Umama, is that take look at Ramadan as an opportunity to gain more, to be closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because Ramadan is such a beautiful month that everything is multiplied and we tend to forget about this. And whenever we are doing our responsibilities and our duties, we should not forget about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Yes, it most definitely fast forwards the day for us to get to iftar, just to break that fast, but we should try and make an intention that we are fulfilling our duties and our responsibilities for the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, so that we can make the duties and our responsibilities a type of ibadah for us as well, inshallah.
Inshallah. Jazakallah khair. Jazakallah so much, Apa Hifzah. Apa Hifzah means so much to me, and having her on today was really the best thing that I could have for my first show, my first segment. Jazakallah so much for joining us today. Jazakallah so much for sharing all your insights from an Islamic perspective, from a personal perspective. We really, really enjoyed it. I hope the viewers at home enjoyed listening to everything that Apa Hifzah had to say with us. Jazakallah khair.